Hello, welcome to another video. Just up here, I'm on this cycleway, which you may recognise, but just up here I'm going to stop for a moment of reflection of events 12 months ago. 12 months ago today, I was riding with Roy. It was very cold. We set off in -5 degrees to ride 100 miles, and it was in this spot just here that we tried to fix Roy's puncture. It was late afternoon, it was getting dark, it was very cold. Just here it was. We're on the Water Railway, which goes from Lincoln to Boston and vice versa. So Roy had this puncture. It was over an hour. It was a nightmare. Eventually we did it. It was horrible. It was below freezing, cold fingers trying to fix his bloody puncture. Today, exactly 12 months on, it's a little bit different. The sun's about to come out up there. It is plus 13 degrees. Last year at this point in the afternoon, I think it's about -3. That's a big swing in anybody's viewpoint. But today I'm going into Lincoln. I'm going exploring. You may just be able to see it, I don't know, it's a long way away, but straight in front there is Lincoln Cathedral. I'm going to take you along as we go exploring. So as you can see here, this building has that old station look about it. This is the village of Washington, just outside Lincoln. So as you may spot, the mud guards are finally on. It had to happen, didn't it? Went out for a ride yesterday. It was pouring. It's a good job I had them on. I know a few of you will now rest easy because I have mud guards. So just here, this is the new Lincoln bypass. It's been finished a couple of years ago, but they dilly-dallied a little bit with the cycle network around it. Last year, I was still a bit grumpy at this stage, having just got going again after fixing puncture. I didn't film it. But you can see, it's been done very well. So just coming into the edge of the city, so I'm just going to ride over this quite steep bridge. As you can see, it's very steep going up to it. It's especially steep when you're in the wrong gear. So I've just looped back, now I can ride up it. So just by Lincoln Rowing Centre just here, some rowers getting ready to do some training. So the plan this morning is just to basically explore. So here is my first dilemma. There's a sign for the cycle path. If I go that way, it's signposted to the Cathedral Quarter. If I go that way, I can stay on the flat into the city centre. Do I do the hills now or do I do the hill later? That's the question. I should point out I've not yet had a cup of coffee. It's so mild today. Can't believe it. I feel very overdressed. I've only got a base layer and a light, slightly shower-proof jacket on. I've opted to come the flat route along the river into the city centre. Never actually ridden this route before, so it'll be interesting to see how it develops as we get closer to the city. So unfortunately here, there's no easy way to get across the modern road. So I'm on Waterside North. The water is going under this bridge just here, but as you can see, we're going to have to go either that way or that way to get across the road. I think I'm going to opt to go that way. So that is the new Lincoln bus station, which is just opposite the old Lincoln train station. Well, I say old, it's still active. And since the last time I came to Lincoln, just across there is a giant shop. So Lincoln has a cycle hire network. Could be some content for another day, couldn't it? That's tempting. So one of the pains driving around Lincoln is it is in fact dissected through the middle by a railway line, which does make things awkward depending where you're going. But I'm heading now towards Brayford Wharf. Brayford Pool, as it's called, is a little bit of a, I guess it'd be called a marina, I don't know. So I've just picked up here Route 64, Cycle Route 64, which actually goes all the way to Newark and beyond. So on this little exploration of a flat, low-level part of Lincoln, I'm following the river, going to ride out to Burton Waters. So as you can see, there's certainly plenty of boat living accommodation along the river just here. It actually smells gorgeous. Lots of wood being burnt. It smells very nice. You can play golf just there. So as you can see now, I've come, what, a couple of miles and I'm out of the city totally, heading towards the A46 bypass, which goes out to Burton Waters, which I mentioned earlier. Just on the other side there, might just be able to pick out is a train line. I do believe that's the one that actually ends up in the city, going straight across the Lincoln High Street. So this is Burton Waters. As you can see, kind of marina life here. I've not actually been to Burton Waters before. Let's go and have a look. As you can see here, we've got some more cycle hire. Lincoln does seem quite well served for cycle hire. I guess if you were living around here, it'd be a really good way to get into the city actually. Just hire a bike there, ride into the city, ride one back. Like it. More cycle hire. Ah, there's a coffee shop. Unfortunately, it's closed. That's a shame, isn't it? See, the whole area is kind of a crisscross of houses, water and boats. Very reminiscent of the Norfolk Broads. And all of this is what, 3-4 miles from Lincoln city centre. Just a shame, the coffee shop's closed. There's a good few pounds of boats here. So I'm going to head back now towards Lincoln, back into the city I think. Burton Waters was quite surprising. That'd be a lovely place to live, wouldn't it? I have a suspicion Might be quite expensive to live there. I'm kind of wishing I was on the road on the other side of this canal. It's much more interesting over there. I would suspect there's a lot of eco warriors over there. I'm going to see if I can find a way over. I feel I need to explore that side too. This could be a much longer video than expected. I feel it might need to be in 2 parts. So I'm just back just on the edge of the city, and this is the first opportunity to cross the canal here. I'm not sure if it's a canal or a river. I'll investigate. There's a boat coming. Oh yeah. Alright. So, just there is Brayford Wharf, where we were a bit ago. But I'm going to go over that bridge, round through that university accommodation, and go back along the other side. So here we are on the other side. I wasn't really expecting to find this. I knew there were people living on boats along here, but I didn't realise there was quite as much of it. So I'm actually about 15 miles into my ride now. I think it might be coffee time. I'm going to head back into the city on a search for coffee. So I'm back now to Brayford Wharf, you can see behind me. I'm going to have to walk this last little bit. Where have you been? I've been out Burton Waters. Why do you ask? So that's very old down there. I'm gonna have to walk now though. I'm gonna have to get off. Can't really ride down here. So that, my friends, on the bridge there, that is Stokes Coffee. A local legend. So if you're in Lincoln and you want a really good coffee, this is the place to be. Stokes that I've just left is quite good, but this is the best one. It's in an old church, the Angel Coffee House. Not time for me again yet though. So I'm back now along the waterside. Waterside North. As you can see, the river's quite high. So I think what I'm now going to do is head up towards the cathedral. But I'm going to split this video into 2. Otherwise it's going to be way too long. So I shall leave you here and say I shall see you in a few days' time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Join me back in Lincoln in a few days' time when we ride up to the cathedral area.